So thanks for joining us here on another adventure on this beautiful weekend. Not to mention, it's also WrestleMania weekend. So, but we're not doing any wrestling themed video this week. We're doing something for about Tom Landry. Since we're here in Dallas, why not go see some famous Tom Landry locations where he lived, where his memorial service was, and last but not least, right here at the Sparkman Hillcrest Cemetery, right off Northwest Highway. We're going to end our video here, so we're going to come back here afterwards, and when we do come back here, I'll have a few surprises to show you here as well. That's, my friends, is what they call a tease. So let's go head on out and see some of these Tom Landry locations. So stop number one here, as we make our way through Dallas, North Dallas, checking out some of Tom Landry's locations here. We've come up to 4510 Hallmark Street, a little bit north of Dallas right here. This is a very nice neighborhood. This is the house that Tom Landry had built for him and his wife Alicia back in the year 1962. So this is it right here. Beautiful home. Yeah, it was made in, it's a 4,000 square foot home that was custom built for Tom Landry and his wife back in 1962, like I mentioned earlier. And the Landry family actually moved out of here back in 1976. They also owned a piece of property out by Lake Travis in Austin, so that's where they spent a lot of their time after leaving this home right here. But the house is only, from what I've read online, the house itself has only had 2 owners since Tom Landry left here in 1976. But also, from what I read, it sold for $1.3 million. Now, obviously, we can't go inside because it's, I don't know if anyone's in here or not. I actually did go up and knock on the door because there is a truck parked out front, just to let them know if it was okay if I stood out here and did a little filming. I just wanted to make sure so they didn't think I was out here being creepy, but nobody answered, so I was just going to do my thing out here on the street. But I have some pictures, though, I can throw in here to kind of show you the inside of the house. It's beautiful. It's kind of old-fashioned looking, but yet modern on the inside. But yeah, it's a beautiful home. So I'll throw in some pictures I found online when this house was up for sale, so you can kind of see the interiors of it. Here's our next stop right here. This is a Highland Park United Methodist Church right here at 3300 Mockingbird here in North Dallas. It's right by the campus of SMU. Look at this thing. This place is massive. I mean, it goes all the way down that way. Right there. Beautiful. Architecturally, it's nice. Look at that. Very old-fashioned. Kind of looks like something you see over in England. Yeah. Back in 2000, when Tom Landry passed away, this is where they held his memorial service, right here. About 1,000 people attended the service that day back in February of 2000. Right here. But yeah, I can see it can hold all those people. This place is huge. I want to see if we can take a look inside. I don't know if the door's open, but like I said, it stretches all the way down there. And I'll show you the backside of this place in a minute. It's massive. Pan over that way. There's SMU is right across the street. But yeah, back in February 2000, this is where they held Tom Landry's memorial service right here. He had some of the all-time Cowboy greats that spoke at his service. One of them is Bob Lilly, and I'll drop a picture in right down below so you can kind of take a look at that right there. But yeah, this was a crammed with fans and family and current and former players right here. So unfortunately the doors are locked. You can't take a peek inside, but I saw this right here around the corner tucked away in the bushes. Texas Historical Commission medallion right here. This church, I guess, apparently was erected in 1926, and the perfect description of this Gothic style. That's what I couldn't think of, but that describes it perfectly here. Yeah, it's an official historical landmark. Look at that down below. Pretty dang cool. Here's the backside of the church. There's the sanctuary right there. I'm assuming that's where the memorial service was held, in that part of the church right there. But you can see, man, it's well, you can't really tell from here. I'll have to go around to the other side, but let's go do that right now. You'll see how long this church is. It's pretty massive. Lengthwise, height-wise, it's big. Can't emphasize that enough. Yeah, you can see all the way down there. That's it right there. This is the United Methodist Church right here on Mockingbird Lane in North Dallas, right by the campus of SMU, where they held the services of Tom Landry when he passed away. Like I mentioned, Tom Landry passed away in February of 2000 at the age of 75. He had been battling leukemia ever since May of the previous year, 1999. And now, who doesn't know Tom Landry? I mean, you don't have to be a Cowboys fan to know he was one of the, if not the greatest coach of all time in the NFL. He coached the Cowboys all the way from their birth in 1960 until the year 1989, which is when Jerry Jones took over and bought the team and fired Tom. But to Tom's resume, he had 20 straight winning seasons, 13 division titles, 5 Super Bowl appearances, and 2 championship rings. That's a pretty impressive resume, if you ask me. So I don't know how many coaches out there can have that claim to fame, but Tom Landry does. So again, whether you're a Cowboys fan or not, I mean, you can't deny that he was one of the, if not the greatest coach in the history of the NFL. So interesting facts. So we're going to go head on over back to our final spot. That's over at the Sparkman Cemetery. We're going to go check out Tom's grave and see what we can find over there. So let's head on that way. So we're back here at the Sparkman Hillcrest Cemetery right off Northwest Highway here in North Dallas. It's our final stop as we check out some of the locations where Tom Landry lived, where his memorial service was, and ending it right here where his grave is. But before we go to Tom's grave, we're going to check out some other famous people that are buried here as well. So let's go take a look. So here we are inside the Sparkman Hillcrest Cemetery, and it's pretty massive, bigger than I thought. So it's taken a bit of time to find some of these people, but I didn't realize there were so many well-known names that were buried here besides Tom Landry. So I'm trying to find this certain person. It's right around here somewhere. It's not easy. According to findagrave.com, I'm pretty dang close. And I think I found it right here. Here it is. Now you may know that name, or at least the last name of Zale. That's Morris Zale. Died in 1995, but the reason we came by to see it, you may know that name from the Zale's jewelry chain. There's the founder right there. Yeah, he died in 1995 from complications from pneumonia. And over to the right of Morris Zale, there's his wife, Edna, died in 1996. And over to the left here of Morris Zale is Herschel Zale, died in 1930. That was their son. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, the people that we're going to stop by, I'm not going into too much history about them. I mean, I'm not here to do all that. I just wanted to show you their graves. I figured we'd stop over here and see them since we're in the vicinity, and finishing up over at Tom Landry's grave. So let's go check out another one. This next spot here was super easy to find. Yeah, it stands out when you're just driving down one of these roads here in the cemetery. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Right there we see the American flag flying high. And right down below that, we have a man everyone probably knows. It's the grave of Ross Perot. Died in 2019. And he died from leukemia, unfortunately. But yeah, there he is. Here's some family members. Now, I'm not sure what all their relations are to each other, but there's a Ross Perot, died in 1955. Ross Jr., 1927. Wow, he was only 3. Lulu Mae Perot. Looks like she had a long life, 1979. And there he is, right there. H. Ross Perot, 1930 to 2019. Really cool. Now, I don't usually go hanging out in cemeteries, graveyards. However, I do enjoy visiting them whenever I go to different towns, just to see if anyone famous might be buried there. And it's always interesting to me to go check out those graves and, you know, pay your respects, especially if you're a fan of that person. But I didn't realize there were so many famous, or at least well-known names buried right here in this cemetery. And it's right down the street from where I work. And I drive by this place 5 days a week. Had no idea. I had no idea Tom Landry was even here. But yeah, it's a beautiful, 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 can I say that enough? Beautiful cemetery. The grounds are well maintained. You know, the landscaping is just amazing. See this nice little fountain right here, this little mini pond. It's really nice. It kind of reminds me of a cemetery in the Los Angeles area. Those were so nicely landscaped and just beautiful. So anyway, I saw this little fountain over here by Ross Perot's grave. I wanted to come over here and take a look and show you guys. But yeah, it's nice and quiet out today. Good day to go visit and pay some respects to some well-known people that we've lost over the years. So let's continue on and see who else we can see here. All right, next one's not been easy to find. I've been kind of all over the place. Like I said, this place is a maze. However, nope, see, I thought that was it. Yeah, it's been, the GPS on Find a Grave will sometimes take you right to it, but this next one's been a little bit complicated. I am not having any luck, but I'll find it. It's right around here somewhere, I know it. Well, I finally found it. This was not easy to find. The GPS was taking me all around this area, but it was tucked away between these bushes. You had to go, there's only one way over here. So I had to walk all the way around to find it, but I found it, and I was looking for these key lampposts. That was my indicator of where this grave was, but I don't see any lampposts. But again, they were tucked away back here. But I found my way over, found my way through. Now you're probably wondering, who the heck's Hunt? Well, this guy right here, and hopefully the sun's not in a weird spot where it's casting a weird position on the headstone itself, but that's Lamar Hunt. And if you don't know that name in the football world, Lamar Hunt actually founded, well, let me start off with this. He founded the Dallas Texans. Well, the Dallas Texans ended up moving to Kansas City, and they became the Kansas City Chiefs. And Lamar Hunt is also the one who coined the term Super Bowl. And it's been the phrase ever since to be utilized for the big game at the end of the football season. And also the AFC Championship, whoever that trophy goes to, is named the Lamar Hunt Trophy. So that trophy is named after Lamar Hunt. But yeah, he unfortunately died in December of 2006. I don't know if you can see it. He had passed from prostate cancer. But yeah, Lamar Hunt, big contributor to the NFL world. I had no idea he was buried here. But we finally found it. See what it says over here. I don't know if you guys can read that. Might be too much of a glare. Yeah, I'd read it, but it's just too long. So, a couple more people to go take a look at before we head over to the one we're here to see, Tom Landry. So on my way back to the car, I came across this right here. This little 3 statues. Boy and a girl and a dog. Now I'm not sure who's all buried here, but I just thought it was kind of cool to walk by, so I wanted to show you guys. So right now we're inside the Hillcrest Mausoleum for our last 2 people before we go head out to Tom Landry's gravesite. But inside here in a little alcove, you may know who this is. Mary Kay, died in 2001. Now, if you don't know Mary Kay, she was founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics. And she used to have a big pink mansion that was in this vicinity area over in the Preston Hollow area, which is a very rich area with nice big mansions, not too far from here, maybe a couple miles. But she had a big pink mansion that was located down there. I mean, you could see it if you're driving down that road, but unfortunately it was demolished a few years ago. It just kind of fell into decline, so I don't know if they built anything on that lot. I don't know if there's a new house there, but yeah, she used to live not too far from here. But there it is right there. That's Mary Kay's tomb. Her ashes are interred right there. But looking at this mausoleum, this reminds me of something out of a horror movie. Now, if you guys aren't ever heard of the movie Phantasm, well, this is exactly how it feels to me.
The funeral is about to begin, sir.
By the way, if you haven't seen Phantasm, check it out. 1979, a classic movie. Wow. I always like stained glass windows. Just to kind of give you an idea what I'm dealing with here, I'm trying to find this last person that's in this mausoleum, but this place is massive. Just kind of, again, look. I'm doing my best. I'm not leaving here until I find what I'm looking for. But yeah, this is what I'm dealing with. This place is huge. All right, let's keep going. So here we are. Finally found it. Man, this was not easy. This place is massive, but right there, the tomb of Mickey Mantle. Like I said, I had no idea he was buried here. If you're a Yankees fan or a baseball fan in general, you'd appreciate this. This is really cool to see. But yeah, Mickey Mantle, he played 18 seasons all with the New York Yankees, and he unfortunately passed away from liver cancer back on August 13th, 1995. See, you got a Yankees cap right there. That's really cool. Cool wreath, says Mickey number 1. What does that say? Let's see if I can see that. Whoa, Mickey, we miss you. Forget the river dogs. Oh my gosh. And look, a massive cockroach. Disgusting. There he goes. And there he goes. Yeah, that's gross. Oh well, as long as he's not in our house, I'm fine with it. He can hang out with Mickey Mantle right here. But up above, you have Marilyn Mantle. That's his wife. Really cool sports figures buried here. All right, let's head on out of here. We're gonna go that way, head on back out to the car, and we're gonna go see the man of the hour. We're gonna go visit Tom Landry. Okay, here we are back outside for our final destination, what this whole video has pretty much been leading up to anyway. This one was easy to find. I mean, it's right off the road. See, there's my car right there, and you can easily see this off the road. I mean, that little archway, and then you could see the infamous Tom Landry fedora right up there. So easy to find. I think Tom Landry's and Ross Perot's grave were the easiest to find. The other ones, holy cow, those were, it's like an egg hunt, Easter egg hunt. Not easy to find, but I did it. And like I said, it leads us all to right here, the man himself, Tom Landry. And right below the archway right there, you'll see his actual headstone. Thomas Wade Landry, September 11th, 1924 through February 12th, 2000. And like I said before, he passed in February of 2000 from leukemia, unfortunately. But there he is. Like I said, he's one of the, if not the greatest head coach of all time, but definitely one of the longest tenured, if not the longest tenured coach, 29 years with one team. I mean, that's something that you just don't see anymore, or probably never will again, but there he is right there. Tom Landry, and over here is, next to Tom is Lisa Landry Childress. I'm not sure of her relation. That's not his wife. Tom's wife was named Alicia, and I don't even see her grave. She passed a few years ago, and I don't see anything around here for her, so I'm not really sure what happened to her, where she's buried, if she was cremated and her ashes are somewhere or spread somewhere, I don't know. So I didn't really look into all that. I just mainly focused on this guy right here, Tom Landry. One of the greatest football coaches of all time. Getting a closer look here on the archway, there's this little cross that I noticed that's implanted on the marble. It says, "Love is patient, love is kind, love never fails." All right, folks, that does it for me here. We are done with this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you did, please like and subscribe down there in the bottom right-hand side. I would really appreciate it. We'll keep doing more of these as long as we can. Like I said, I don't know if I can still do these weekly. I might run out of stuff to do, but I'll do my best to come up with some content, if not at least every other week, to keep some content flowing on the channel. So again, I did hope you enjoyed it. This was fun to do, and I'm about to get out of here from Sparkman Hillcrest Cemetery. We'll see you next time.